Hey guys, welcome to MyAirbags. I'm Eli, and right now we're going to remove the airbag module out of this Chevy Impala. On the Chevy Impala, these are the tools that you're going to need. I have my flathead over here, my socket wrench with a 10mm, and only for the seat belts you're going to need a T20 bit. Now the first thing we want to do is disconnect the battery. It's really important. Anytime you work with the airbag system, whether it's the airbag module, the seat belt, or the airbags, best practice is to disconnect the battery so there's no power going into the car. We're going to remove this casing right over here, and you may need to use this little flathead to press down on that to get that casing off. Same thing on this side here, it kind of just slides out. And right over here is the negative. We're going to start with that. I'm just going to remove the casing on this side for now as well. Just lift that up. There's the positive. And these little nuts right here is what we're going after. You don't have to take it all the way off. You can just kind of loosen it just enough so there's room to remove it, and put it to the side so there's no chance of it coming back and making contact. Same thing with the positive, 10mm. And completely move it to the side. So now that we have the battery disconnected, we're gonna get right inside the car. I do have my front seat moved all the way back, and we're gonna wanna start on these panels right here, these side panels. We're gonna wanna lift that armrest, and then you can just use your fingers to apply pressure on the front here, and it'll pop off just like that. Very easy. It's being held on by tabs, so nothing to worry about. And as you can see, the carpeting is also all the way up in here, and we want to start removing this carpeting and pulling it down and away from the center console area. And we're kind of going to fold it over and try to get it underneath the acceleration pedal. Just fold it underneath and then just keep pulling it back. Once you get about to this point here, you're pretty much good. You want to start working on this part here. We have an air vent right here, and this air vent you want to just slide and just remove, just like an accordion. Just remember how it's also being positioned when you put it back. You want to have the wider end on the top. You will actually put it in here first and then slide it down and back up. So we're going to get that out of the way. And this part here, if you look down right over here, on each side, there's this little piece holding it right here. It's a little metallic piece right here, and you can just simply pull on it and kind of just move it out of the way. Okay, here's what you need to know. When the car gets into an accident, there's three main things that could be causing the light to be on: the airbags, the airbag computer module, and the seat belts. Any deployed airbags must be replaced with new airbags. You can buy a new airbag module. The problem is they cost up to a few $100s, plus you have to pay a dealership technician to go in and program it to your car. In other words, you have to marry the new unit to your car. Here at MyAirbags.com, we work closely with body shops, collision shops, and salvage rebuilders in all 50 states. Instead of buying a new airbag computer, we can actually reset your original airbag module. In other words, we clear it of all codes. And because it's original to your car, programming is not necessary. Seatbelts also deploy, and they throw trouble code. Instead of buying expensive replacements, you can actually send in your seatbelts along with your module. Our seatbelt techs are licensed, and they hold an ATF certification. This means that after your seatbelts are rebuilt, they will work again as designed. They will deploy in another accident event. Right after I remove this airbag module, stick around and we'll take a peek at the seatbelts. If you want to know more, just click on the link in the description below, or just go to MyAirbags.com. Now, if you see this piece right here, you kind of want to just grab it and kind of start wiggling it out. And it should come out pretty easily, just like that. So right here, these yellow plastic plugs and then this black plastic box behind it, this is the airbag control module right here. Now, before we start removing any of this, it's really important to stop and make sure you have your battery disconnected from the vehicle. This plug here, we're gonna start by moving this red tab that way, just like that. Now there's a little black button right here that you want to press down. After you press on it, this lever will come out. So press on that black button and this lever will come out, and as it slides out, so does the harness. The whole plug comes right out. Now we're going to want to do the same thing on this plug here. This red tab pulls away from the lever, just like that. Press on this little tab in front of the lever, pull, and then this whole harness releases. Now that the module is unplugged, we're going to start removing these little nuts right here. There's 3 of them. One is right here. One is on the front side, just out of sight, just right there. Yep, there you go. You can see it now. So there's 2 on this side and then 1 on the other side, on the passenger side. All right, so the 10mm socket. The second one is right here. And there's a second one. Now let's get the last one from the passenger side. From the passenger side, we want to start by moving the seat all the way back. And then same thing with this side panel trim right here. Just kind of get right in here from the front, just like that, and start loosening the tabs out. Just like that. That should be plenty of room right there. Now if you see the carpeting was tucked right under there, you want to start working it down. So once we have the carpeting pulled back out of the way, we're going to do the same thing with this vent here. Just pull down on that accordion and then pull out. You can also just pull on this whole thing and it kind of comes off. It's held down by that little metal rivet right on there. Just pull that off. Pull that to the side so you have room. Take your 10mm socket, and there's that last bolt right over there. This is what the airbag module looks like on the Chevy Impala 2018. They're pretty much going to look the same for the 2016, 17, 19, and 20. I'm going to predict that the 2020 models will look the same. Now, if a dealership recommends that you buy a new one, or perhaps a body shop that doesn't know about MyAirbags.com yet tells you need to replace the module, you can actually send in your original module, the one that was in your car during the accident, and we can clear the module of all codes and reset it. Once we reset it, we send it back out to you within 24 hours. Now, if you're a rebuilder or someone who rebuilds cars, you already know that on this Chevy Impala, both seatbelts will deploy along with the module. We can actually rebuild your original seatbelts, the one that's in your car. Both driver and passenger seatbelts can be rebuilt instead of buying new. Now, the main part of the seatbelt is actually in the pillar on the side here, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But while I have you here, I'm going to actually show you the second part that deploys first, and it's right in the side of the seat here. I'm going to pull the seat up, and then I have the battery connected as of right now, but anytime we're actually removing the seat belt or the airbag module, we want to make sure the battery is disconnected. But just for the first couple of stages of the removal process on the seat belt, I do want to have the battery connected because this car has powered seats. So I'm going to lift this up all the way. What I'm trying to get at is this part right here. Now the seat belt runs down into the side of the seat here and disappears down right into here, and it continues over here. There's a long cylinder shaped tube on the side here, and that's another part that deploys in this seatbelt system. All right, so you're gonna need a T20 bit, and I'm gonna take that and start working on this little screw right over here. Once that piece is out, the rest will kind of come off as well. Now you can see the anchor tensioner very clearly. This is basically another part that deploys on the seatbelt. It comes down through, continues right here, and out right here. This whole piece, this black cylinder shaped tube right here, is another part that deploys. On these cars, on the Chevy Impalas and Malibus and a lot of the newer Chevys, you're gonna see this same system here. It's called a dual stage system. It means basically on each side, there's two parts that deploys, and we can recognize that by looking at this anchor tensioner, or simply by looking at how many plugs a seatbelt system has. On here, there's a little wire that runs out of the seatbelt and goes and gets connected right underneath the seat. So to remove this anchor tensioner, of course you want to have the battery disconnected first, and then you're going to unplug it over here, and then you're going to continue and remove this bolt over here. And if you continue up, instead of removing this whole plastic panel here, you can actually go to this part right over here. I have my small flathead, and I'm gonna get right between this little notch here and this little crease, and just work it up just like that. And this piece will kind of just come off just like that. Once you see it, there's a little bolt right here. You wanna remove that part, and at that point, the seatbelt retractor, the belt part, will actually be released from the anchor tensioner. So you can slide the anchor tensioner out from the bottom once you have it unplugged and unbolted here. Now, in order to get into the side pillar, we're going to want to remove the plastic panels that hold it. But this plastic panel actually goes right underneath this side foot panel here. So we're going to need to start on this part first. I get my fingers right between the carpeting and the side panel area, right in here, and just kind of pull up towards you, just like that. You hear some pops, that's just these tabs coming off. And now this part is free, so we're going to just keep this part to the side for now and start working on the side panel here. And now let's go to the back seat. I want to continue on this side. And this is actually all one piece, and it goes right towards the back seat here. And just same as the front, just kind of work it from the bottom. And then from this side as well.
Just work up the tabs.
So as soon as you remove that piece, you'll see the main pretensioner unit right away. It's bolted down right here and plugged in right there. You want to remove another bolt that's actually held right over here, right where this piece goes up. There's another bolt that holds it there, and you want to get into that by kind of working this up tab wise, and then you want to get right in here with the flathead, small flathead, and right in there is another T20 bit. And right in there is another T20 that you want to remove, and then this whole piece will come off. Coming back down here, this right here is the other part that deploys. So this is the second part that I'm showing you that deploys, and you'll see it has this plug here. Anytime you go to remove this plug, please have the power disconnected from the car, meaning remove both positive and negative cables from the car. Once you've done that, you can come over here and remove this plug. You can pinch it right here and it'll pull right out. Once you have it unplugged, then you can go ahead and start working this bolt here. And there's another bolt that holds it down right here. And then again, the one that we mentioned that was all the way at the top. And then the seatbelt comes down into the side of the seat, just like we went over before. So this is the same setup for the driver front and passenger front. Once you have it unplugged and removed safely, you can actually send these parts into MyAirbags.com and we can service them and send them back out within 24 hours of receiving it. You can go to MyAirbags.com, select your year, make, and model, and then add the parts to the cart that you would like to have serviced. Next, just fill out your information, check out. Once you've successfully paid and checked out, you can print out the confirmation barcode and put it right inside the box with your parts. No printer, no problem. You can go ahead and write out your name, address, phone number, and email address, and then just place that information inside the box with your parts. Once we receive the parts here at MyAirbags.com, we'll process the order, we'll service your parts, we'll ship it out to you within 24 hours. Everything we service comes with a warranty. Hey guys, if you're sitting there with a question in mind, go to MyAirbags.com and click on help. On there you can type in a keyword or a question, and most likely the right answer will pop up right for you. If it doesn't, we're always here on the phones. You can email us, chat with us, or you can even just text us. We're always here to help you, MyAirbags.com. Now's the time to give us a big like, subscribe to our channel. We have more videos just like this. Comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. This is Eli with MyAirbags.com. Save time and money on your next project.